Hi guys, it's me UB Programmer and welcome to the lecture 4 of DBMS, and we are talking about the different or the three level architecture of the database. So we have three levels. So we have talked about external schema, in which we have views. We have talked about the conceptual schema. It is the complete description of all the content of data and manageable by the DBA. And then now we are talking about the internal schema, or the most bottom level of the DBMS. So it is the actual representation of data on the disk. So it is how the data is stored on your hard drive, right? So on the system's hard drive, the data is stored as a function of internal schema, and it is mostly handled by DBMS, so you don't take care about this much, and it is generally it's not even modifiable, right? So DBMS will always take care of that with the help of OS. And below that we have the physical schema. It is not in the really included in the three level architecture, but uh, that part is responsible for making the binary representation of your data. So physical level is also there. Then we have inter schema mappings. So there are two kind of mappings: and external to conceptual mapping and conceptual to internal mapping. So what it really is, it is the conversation between the layers of schema. So we have three layers or three levels, so they can talk among each other, right? Talk to each other. And so as the name suggests, so external view can talk with the conceptual view, and I have given this example as the accountant department user can always say I want to view some other data. So DBA, which will be in the conceptual level, will take care of that request, right? And conceptual to internal, so you can make these layers talk to each other, right? Data independence, it is a concept which you have to know about in the DBMS. So it is the major outcome of these three level architectures. So let's see a scenario. So till now we know that some applications will be built on the basis of the data from the database. So data independence means if we change some data, then this should not affect the working of that application. So if the data we have in our database is changing repeatedly, then it should not affect the applications which are built above or on top of that data, right? So that is the main concept of data independence, and we achieve it through the three level architecture. And type of DBMS, so the DBMS can be of single user type, so it support only one user at a time, like desktop DBMS. Mostly it is the system in which you have your database and DBMS on the same computer, right? And then we have the multiple user DBMS. So it, as the name suggests, it supports multiple user at a time. So multiple user can retrieve, fetch, delete, update data at the same time. And the first type in the multiple user DBMS is Teleprocessing DBMS, and in this type all processing is done by uh, sorry, the page is a little cut, but we can see it through the yeah, let me just find out where I have stored it. Yeah, in the YouTube notes, and you can always download all these notes from the description. So we have here, yeah, okay, yes, sorry for the trouble, but all processing is done by on the DBMS, which is installed on a separate machine. So a machine will be totally dedicated for the DBMS in this teleprocessing environment. These are all the environments basically for the DBMS. And so the disadvantages of this environment is that there will be a lot of load on this single machine, right? And let's talk about the other file server DBMS. So this is the environment in which database will be stored on a file server machine, and DBMS, which is the manager of database, will be stored on every computer or workstation connected to a network. So basically it will be on a LAN, local area network. So there will be a local copy of DBMS on every computer. And the disadvantage of this system is that when any PC or workstation requests a file from this file server, so this file server has no any option to process this request. It just return whatever the demand was. So if a user want to see the name of the 13th employee, he will get a complete list of maybe 10,000 employees in which then he will see the 13th, right? So that will be a major issue for this system. Then we have the client server DBMS, which is really beneficial and the used one for nowadays. And so client is the PC or the workstation connected to the network, and DBMS will be installed on a server. So and this DBMS will process the request of the client, and it will just give client whatever the client was demanding. So instead of giving all 10,000 employees, it will only give the 13th employee name, right? So that was it for this lecture, and I will see you in the lecture 5 of DBMS series. Thanks for watching.